Tuned into Bazaar Morning Call. Hope you're having a good morning. Well, for starters, the US markets were a little bit under pressure. They're on a bit of a losing streak. And because of that, at least the start for us will be in the red with a cut of around 35 points odd. But a good time to discuss a lot of stocks. Well, Dipan Mehta, Director at Elixir Equities, joins us. Hi, Dipan. Good morning. Well, let's talk about Bazaar first up. The promoter entity, they're looking to sell some stake. The stock could see a bit of a pullback in early morning trade. It'll be interesting to see what they want to use this money for. But what's your view on the stock?
Good morning, Najil, and thanks for having me on your show. I think that's negative news for Bazaar shareholders, considering that the stock has underperformed and even the kind of financial reports which have come have not been that enthusiastic. Volume growth has been tepid. And despite being present in so many categories, a few of which are not as mature as some of the other ones, the performance has been a bit subpar. And the overall new CEO strategy of focusing on power brands, although that is a correct strategy, but it's not really played out. So I'm not that optimistic or bullish on Bazaar per se. And these corrections should not be used to get into an FMCG stock, including Bazaar. I think the new consumption theme can be best played to a lot of other new generation companies or companies which are focused on spending habits which are changing, like say retail, entertainment, travel, hospitality, healthcare. I think those are the new so-called FMCG which one can play if you want to benefit from rising consumption spends.
Dipan, the market is playing this game called find where is the momentum today. It's a bunch of not completely new stocks. Sometimes it lasts for a day, 2 days. Yesterday it was in PSU insurers. This LIC, New India Assurance, there was GICRE, 10%, 14% moves out of the blue. LIC was up a little less, 7% or so. Any thoughts in terms of whether this could continue?
Good morning, Prashant. A very good observation. I think somebody is sitting with a screener and just seeing which are the PSU stocks which are still listed, what is their price to earnings multiple, how much have they appreciated, and if they've not gone up enough and they are still cheap, then let's just buy them. I think that seems to be working in the market. And we are seeing a fabulous reversal to mean taking place as far as PSU stocks are concerned. They've been underperformer for decades, haven't created any real value for investors. And now that, there is a tilt towards value stocks and value stock picking, we are seeing the PSU stocks come back into reckoning. Of course, government policies, government reforms, and overall market-friendly, announcements have benefited PSU stocks per se. And people perceive that there is less interference now than ever before, by any government. So I think that's improving the sentiment in PSU stocks. And that's the beauty of our market, that something or the other is always doing well. And that gives an opportunity for investors as well as traders.
Do you look at Hinduja Global Solutions, Dipan? Would you recommend tendering in the buyback?
Sorry, Rima, I'm not tracking that stock. It's a very low profile company and somehow it hasn't come up in our radar, but I'll certainly look it up.
Where is it that you see the momentum now building? Have you picked up anything that people on the street are talking about?
See, Rima, I think we are typically entering a quiet period, and as such, no news comes towards the end of the year, and then when the first 1 or 2 weeks also are pretty quiet, and then we start getting into the earnings season. And our strategy has been to, when the earnings season is so close, it's better to just wait and watch and then see how the earnings come out and then make a more informed decision. In any case, there's a high degree of volatility, stock-specific volatility, when the numbers are announced. So I think it's best to take advantage of that situation and play a more informed, a more well-calculated, well-thought-out investment strategy post the numbers are announced. So I think it's perfectly fine from an investor-trader perspective to perhaps do no trades for the next maybe 2 or 3 weeks or so and enjoy this festive season, because next year is going to be a rocking one.
Okay, all right. Dipan, I request you to stay with us. For the time being, we need to focus on the defense sector. That's been in focus. The government also earlier this year approved a PLI scheme for drones and drone components with an allocation of around 120 crores. To discuss what's the potential opportunity and their focus on the drone segment, well, we're joined by